こんばんは。3月2日月曜日、お休み前の数分間、英語でニュースをどうぞ。
The U.S. and Israel are continuing attacks even after killing Iran's supreme leader Khamenei. In response, Iran claims it has attacked U.S. forces in retaliation, leading to a severe escalation of exchanges. The international community is closely watching the impact and reactions to these ongoing hostilities.
Hideaki Hata, president of Kyoto Animation, passed away last month at 76. He was instrumental in growing the company into a top animation studio in Japan. Hata also dedicated efforts to rebuilding the company after the devastating 2019 arson attack, which tragically claimed the lives of 36 employees.
A man accused of causing a woman's death by forcing her to drink 32 tequila shots for indecent purposes at a Nagoya bar 3 years ago has pleaded not guilty. During his initial trial, the defendant denied the charges, which include making the woman intoxicated and leading to her death.
The Tokyo High Court will rule on a dissolution order for the Unification Church on March 4th. The Tokyo District Court previously issued this order. If upheld, liquidation will begin. The church's history of aggressive behavior raises concerns about potential extreme actions from followers. The case gained prominence after former PM Abe's assassination.
3 Ota ward officials were referred to prosecutors for allegedly inflating blank ballots in the 2025 upper house election. They admitted to the charges, which did not affect election results. Police suspect similar illegal acts in other elections. The officials reportedly added 5,200 fictitious blank votes to cover a discrepancy in the total voter count.
The 8th trial for Seiichi Hata, president of Shitatoko Pleasure Boat, began regarding the 2022 sinking that killed 26. Prosecutors read victim impact statements, including a mother's grief for her daughter who died in the man-made disaster. The news also highlighted a husband's last words from the sinking ship. "Thank you for everything."
A heavy snowfall is forecasted for Kanto Koshin's mountainous areas from March 3rd to March 4th. If temperatures drop, Tokyo's 23 wards could also see snow. This could cause traffic disruptions and icy roads. Up to 40 centimeters of snow is expected in some northern Kanto mountain areas.
Kokumin pharmacies are reportedly facing legal issues due to managing pharmacists holding multiple positions. This practice violates regulations and will require the pharmacies to return dispensing fees. The situation highlights concerns about compliance within the pharmaceutical industry.
The Prime Minister's website reportedly featured a request for corporate donations in the summer of 2024. This appeal led to a significant increase in contributions, with donations reportedly 9 times higher than the previous year. The practice raises questions about political funding transparency.
A 40-year-old female taxi driver was arrested in Asahikawa, Hokkaido, for a hit-and-run that killed a 2-year-old girl. The driver continued operating her taxi after the incident, claiming she didn't notice hitting the child. Her taxi had minor damage to its front, raising questions about her awareness.
次は社会のニュースです。
The Chief Cabinet Secretary announced that preparations are being made to dispatch the self-defense forces. This readiness is for the potential evacuation of Japanese nationals from overseas. The government is ensuring a swift response capability to protect its citizens in emergency situations. highlighting a proactive approach to national security and citizen safety.
Prime Minister Takaichi urged a diplomatic resolution for the Iran situation, following reports of attacks by Israel and the U.S. No Japanese casualties have been confirmed. Speaking at a House of Representatives Budget Committee meeting, the Prime Minister stressed the importance of peaceful solutions amidst the escalating tensions in the region.
A man accused of causing a woman's death by making her drink 32 shots of tequila at a Nagoya bar 3 years ago, allegedly with an indecent motive, pleaded not guilty at his initial trial. The defendant, Hiroki Itaya, a company executive, denies the charges.
Hideaki Hata, the president of Kyoto Animation, passed away last month at 76. He was instrumental in growing the company into a leading animation studio. Hata also dedicated significant efforts to rebuilding Kyoto Animation after the devastating 2019 arson attack, which tragically claimed the lives of 36 employees.
The Japan Meteorological Agency warns of heavy snowfall in the Kanto-Koshin region from the 3rd to the 4th. Tokyo's 23 wards could also see snow if temperatures drop. A low-pressure system will bring rain or snow, potentially causing warning-level heavy snow, leading to traffic disruptions and icy roads.
3 Oto ward officials were referred to prosecutors for allegedly inflating blank ballots in the 2025 House of Councilors election. All 3 admitted the charges, though election outcomes were unaffected. Police suspect similar illegal acts occurred in other elections, indicating a pattern of vote manipulation within the ward's administration.
Seiichi Katsurada, president of Shiratoko Pleasure Boat, apologized at his trial for the 2022 tour boat sinking that killed or left 26 missing. Facing victims' families, he said, "I deeply feel the gravity of causing such an irreparable and serious accident. No words are sufficient, but I apologize again." He faces professional negligence charges.
The Tokyo High Court will rule on a dissolution order for the Unification Church on March 4th. If upheld, the church's liquidation process will begin. Given the Unification Church's history of aggressive behavior, a dissolution order could prompt extreme actions from devout followers. Their future movements will require close monitoring.
The government plans to expand dangerous driving offense categories from 8 to 11 in a proposed law amendment. New categories will define high-speed driving with numerical values. The alcohol or drugs category will be split, adding specific alcohol limits. Drift driving will also be included to enhance penalties and road safety.
A Ministry of Education survey revealed 281 public school teachers were disciplined for sexual violence or harassment in 2024. Half the victims were their own students. This persistent issue, including secret filming and image sharing, continues despite prevention efforts, highlighting a critical blind spot in safeguarding children in schools.
次はビジネス関連のニュースです。
The Ministry of Foreign Affairs plans to support the evacuation of Japanese nationals from Iran and Israel. For those in Israel, arrangements are underway for a land route evacuation to neighboring countries, possibly as early as the 2nd, Japan time. The ministry is coordinating with individuals who wish to leave.
Prime Minister Takaichi addressed the situation in Iran, stating her commitment to fully protect Japanese nationals in the region and surrounding countries. She also expressed her intention to make all necessary diplomatic efforts, in collaboration with the international community, to achieve an early de-escalation of the situation.
The Nikkei average experienced a significant downturn today. It temporarily fell by more than 1,500 yen during trading. This sharp decline in the stock market is drawing attention from investors and analysts. The market's reaction is being closely monitored amidst current economic conditions.
Crude oil prices surged after military attacks on Iran. WTI crude futures temporarily rose over 12% from last weekend, hitting above $75 per barrel on the second morning, now around $70. This rise stems from concerns over potential oil supply disruptions from the Middle East, particularly regarding the Strait of Hormuz.
Gold prices have surged significantly, increasing by over 1,000 yen since last weekend. This sharp rise in the value of gold is attracting considerable attention from investors. The market is closely monitoring the factors contributing to this upward trend, as global economic conditions often influence precious metal demand.
Toyota Industries has announced an update to its tender offer bid. The offer price per share has been raised to 20,600 yen. Additionally, the period for the tender offer has been extended. The new deadline for the offer is now set for the 16th, allowing more time for shareholders to participate.
Bank of Japan Deputy Governor Himeno has outlined the central bank's monetary policy approach. He stated that the Bank of Japan aims to gradually move towards a neutral interest rate. This will be achieved through a series of moderate interest rate hikes, indicating a cautious and measured strategy for monetary adjustments.
The House of Representatives Budget Committee is continuing its deliberations on the new fiscal year budget bill. Debates are expected to cover various topics, including the situation in Iran and potential consumption tax reductions. The ruling party aims to pass the budget within the current fiscal year, planning ministry-specific reviews this week.
In the morning, U.S. markets experienced a broad downturn. All three major indices recorded declines. The semiconductor sector showed weakness, along with the financial sector. This widespread dip indicates a cautious sentiment among investors, as market participants react to various economic indicators and corporate news.
The Ministry of Health, Labor and Welfare is considering abolishing the age limit for government subsidies on heat stroke prevention goods for SMEs. Previously, only workers aged 60 and above were eligible. This change follows calls to include younger workers, as heat stroke deaths occur in those under 50. Implementation is aimed for fiscal year 2027 onwards.
では、スポーツニュースをお伝えします。
WBC organizers announced new rules for fan photo and video posting, applying NPB regulations introduced last year. This relaxes previous strict ticket terms that prohibited all sharing of images and videos from games and practices. The change allows spectators to post some content, moving away from the blanket ban initially stated for the tournament.
Yuki Kawamura made his highly anticipated home debut for the NBA Bulls on March 1st, Japan time March 2nd, against the Bucks. Entering as a substitute, Kawamura was met with a huge cheer from the crowd. His team achieved a comeback victory, successfully breaking their 11-game losing streak.
Cubs pitcher Shota Imanaga made his second spring training start against the White Sox on March 1st. He struggled, giving up 3 home runs and 4 hits, resulting in 3 earned runs over 2 2/3 innings. Imanaga threw 47 pitches and recorded 1 strikeout before being removed from the game.
In the Tokyo Marathon, Suguru Osako emerged as the top Japanese finisher. He pulled ahead of Kengo Suzuki after the 40-kilometer mark. Osako described the race not as a showdown, but rather a feeling of survival, highlighting the intense challenge of the event.
The military conflict involving the United States, Israel, and Iran is now impacting the sports world. As a result, several major sporting events have been postponed. These include matches for the AFC Champions League Elite, which determines Asia's top football club, and various men's basketball games.
Behind the Samurai Japan team photo, U.S. media reportedly expressed their true feelings regarding Shohei Ohtani. The sentiment conveyed was a plea, with the phrase, "please," being uttered. The specific context or request remains undisclosed, but it highlights the media's strong interest in Ohtani.
In the final round of a men's golf U.S. Tour tournament in Florida on March 1st, Takumi Kanaya finished in 17th place. He achieved a total score of 8 under par. Kanaya, who started the round in 12th position, recorded 5 birdies but also 2 bogeys.
Kawasaki Frontale secured 2 points by winning a penalty shootout against Mito Hollyhock after a 2-2 draw. Defender Hiroto Taniguchi criticized the team's laxity for conceding 2 goals late in the first half. Despite defensive reinforcements, Kawasaki has allowed 7 goals in 4 matches this season, highlighting ongoing defensive issues.
続いて、国際ニュースです。
Iran's supreme leader was killed. 40 officials, including his daughter and grandchildren, died within 1 minute of the attack. The U.S. military states that operations are ongoing, indicating continued military engagement in the region.
Donald Trump stated that military operations against Iran will continue until all objectives are achieved. This suggests a potential long-term conflict, indicating a broad scope for the ongoing U.S. military actions in the region.
Pro-Iranian forces, including Hezbollah, Hamas, and Houthis, are showing signs of retaliation after U.S. and Israeli attacks on Iran. The axis of resistance in Yemen and Iraq is mobilizing. Gulf nations, fearing wider conflict, are refraining from military intervention, despite strong opposition to potential Iranian retaliation.
Hezbollah has reportedly joined the conflict, launching retaliatory attacks on northern Israel from Lebanon. This escalation marks a significant development in the ongoing tensions, raising concerns about regional stability.
Breaking news: the UK, France, and Germany have issued a warning to destroy Iran's missile launch capabilities. This joint statement underscores international concern over Iran's military advancements and regional stability.
Crude oil prices surged by 12% after attacks on Iran, with U.S. WTI crude futures hitting an 8-month high of over $75 per barrel. The Nikkei average dropped by 793 yen. Supply concerns intensified, exacerbated by potential shipping disruptions in the Strait of Hormuz, a vital route for 20% of global oil.
If disruptions to shipping in the Strait of Hormuz persist due to U.S. and Israeli attacks on Iran, Japan, heavily reliant on Middle Eastern oil imports, faces a significant economic blow. The Japanese government and businesses are closely monitoring the situation.
A Reuters Ipsos poll reveals that 43% of Americans do not support the large-scale attacks on Iran by the U.S. and Israel, which began on February 28th. This figure surpasses the 27% who support the attacks, while 29% remain undecided.
A shooting incident in Texas, USA, left 2 people dead. Authorities are investigating the possibility of Iran-related terrorism, as the suspect's clothing reportedly featured an Iranian flag, raising concerns about motives.
U.S. and Israeli attacks on Iran have pushed the Middle East to the brink of war. Supreme Leader Ali Khamenei was killed, with state media reporting his daughter, grandchildren, and in-laws also died. This creates a severe power vacuum in Iran, raising concerns about succession and stability.
続いて、文化・芸能ニュースをお伝えします。
Hitoshi Matsumoto made return to terrestrial TV in a Takasu Clinic commercial, appearing for 1 second during the Gaki no Tsukai slot. Dressed in a black wig and glasses, his brief, humorous appearance was a deliberate move, unlike previous TV mentions. This specially produced commercial, creating a Where's Wally effect,
garnered positive reactions, signaling a resolute comeback for Matsumoto.
Aya Ishigudo, former mourning musume, announced the passing of her husband, Luna C's Shinya, on February 17th. Shinya died suddenly, having aimed for a full recovery and upcoming live shows. Ishigudo shared his final wish, please never stop lunacy. She also recounted their unique love story, revealing she was a high school fan who, upon seeing his photo, declared she would marry him, eventually meeting him at Kohaku Utagasen.
Satoshi Ono, leader of the popular group Arashi, will depart Starto Entertainment at the end of May. His departure aligns with Arashi's final group performance on May 31st at Tokyo Dome. Ono, who entered the industry at 14, expressed gratitude for his 32-year career and plans to live at his own pace afterward, committing to perform with all 5 Arashi members until the final show.
Shogakukan apologized for hiring a manga artist with a history of sexual assault for their Manga One app, citing a lack of human rights and compliance awareness. The artist, Shoichi Yamamoto, was previously charged with child pornography violations and his series canceled. He was later rehired under a different pen name. Recently, a court ordered him to pay 11 million yen for sexual assault. Shogakukan is now forming an investigation committee.
The Takarazuka Music School held its graduation ceremony for the 112th class. These aspiring performers are now officially Takarasians, ready to embark on their professional careers. Their highly anticipated debut stage performance is scheduled for May, where they will join the Cosmos troupe in their upcoming production.
Shota Watanabe has been cast as Peter Pan in the upcoming stage play Wendy and Peter Pan. He will co-star with Kyoko Yoshine, who takes on the role of Wendy. This highly anticipated production is confirmed to be performed in both Tokyo and Osaka, bringing the classic tale to life with a new cast.
Actress Mitsuki Yamashita, 26, expressed her strong interest in challenging herself with martial arts. Attending a watch exhibition event in Tokyo, Yamashita lightheartedly commented on her potential future, stating, "I might be muscular in about a year." This indicates a new and unexpected direction for the actress, hinting at a physical transformation.
4 years after a major investment scandal, TKO's Takehito Kimoto discussed his journey to rebuild his career as an entrepreneur. While TV appearances are slowly increasing, he feels it's too presumptuous to aim for his former prominent TV role. Kimoto also expressed complex feelings about his comedy partner, Kinoshita, describing him as a monster.
Former TBS announcer Ami Yoshihara, 30, announced on her social media that she has joined Scent Force, a talent agency. Yoshihara, who left TBS in January, expressed gratitude towards Scent Force, stating that the agency nurtured me carefully during my university days. This marks a new chapter in her career after departing the broadcasting station.
Osamu Hayashi, a well-known personality, is set to co-star with his wife in an upcoming program. His wife, who works as an obstetrician, offered a candid glimpse into their home life. She humorously remarked that Mr. Hayashi is terrible outside of work when he is at home, suggesting a stark contrast to his public persona.
今日のニュースは以上です。最後までお付き合いいただき、ありがとうございました。おやすみなさい。